Under the bright lights of the Premier League, Bukayo Saka has become more than just a footballer. He's a symbol of talent, humility, and unstoppable drive. From a kid kicking a ball around the parks of West London to a global star carrying the hopes of a nation, Saka's rise has been nothing short of remarkable. Yet beyond the roaring crowds and dazzling goals lies a story few truly know, one of discipline, faith, family, and quiet ambition. This is the story of a young man who turned potential into purpose. A journey that began in the heart of Ealing and now stretches across the world's biggest stadiums, luxury homes, and philanthropic missions. From his dream cars to his charitable heart, from his multi-million-dollar empire to his roots that keep him grounded. This is Bukayo Saka, the Wonderkid who grew into a world-class icon without ever losing himself along the way. Bukayo Saka was born on September 5, 2001, in Ealing, Greater London, to Nigerian parents of Yoruba heritage, Edeniki and Yomi Saka. His first name, Bukayo, which in Yoruba means adds to happiness, was more than just a name. It carried a sense of hope and expectation, a hint of the joy he would one day bring to English football. He grew up in a close-knit, loving household where values like discipline, humility, and faith weren't just talked about, they were lived every day. From the very start, Saka's father was a steady guiding force, keeping him grounded even as his talent began to shine. But football wasn't the only area where young Bukayo excelled. At Edward Betham Church of England Primary School and later Greenford High School, he proved to be as sharp in the classroom as he was on the pitch. By the time he finished his GCSEs, he had earned 4 A stars and 3 A's, a rare feat for someone balancing the demands of elite youth football. Still, football was where his heart truly lay. His skills on the ball and his calm decision-making quickly caught the eye of local scouts. Starting out with his neighborhood club, Greenford Celtic, Saka's talent and maturity stood out, even among older players. It wasn't long before Arsenal's Hailand Academy came calling, signing him at just 7 years old, a move that would shape not only his own future, but the future of the club itself. At Hailand, Saka's rise was meteoric. Coaches were struck not just by his technical skill, but by his intelligence on the field, his ability to read the game, and his versatility across positions. By the 2017-18 season, he was already featuring for Arsenal's under-18s and quickly moved up to the under-20s squad. Then in November 2018, at just 17, he made his senior debut in the Europa League against Vorskla Poltava. Barely a month later, on New Year's Day 2019, he stepped onto a Premier League pitch for the first time, facing Fulham, a moment that marked the beginning of a remarkable journey. That day marked the start of a journey that would take Saka from a promising academy prospect to one of Arsenal's most essential stars. The 2019-20 season was his real breakthrough. Injuries in the squad opened doors, and Saka didn't just walk through them, he sprinted, seizing every chance, leading Arsenal in assists and playing a key role in their FA Cup triumph. His versatility became his secret weapon. Whether on the wing, at left back, or in an attacking midfield role, he became every manager's dream. By the mid-2020s, Saka wasn't just Arsenal's creative heartbeat, he was one of Europe's brightest young stars, admired for both skill and intelligence on the field. By the start of the 2025-26 season, he had already racked up 199 Premier League appearances, scored 54 goals, and helped Arsenal claim an FA Cup and 2 Community Shields. Twice named Arsenal's Player of the Season in 2020-2021 and 2021-2022, he had proven his consistency and impact. In 2024-25, he recorded 6 goals and 10 assists in the league, and the current 2025-26 season had already seen him open his scoring account with a goal in just 4 matches. On the international stage, Saka became a pillar for England. After representing the 3 Lions at every youth level, he made his senior debut in October 2020 against Wales and scored his first international goal less than a year later in June 2021 against Austria. He was part of England's Euro 2020 squad, showing remarkable courage despite the heartbreak of a missed penalty in the final. Rather than letting that define him, he used it as motivation, returning stronger and more determined. By the 2022 World Cup and Euro 2024, he had become a central figure for Gareth Southgate, even netting a hat-trick in a 7-0 qualifier against North Macedonia. Saka's rise from academy standout to global star was cemented when he was named England Men's Player of the Year for 2 consecutive seasons, 2021-2022 and 2022-23. By mid-2025, he had earned 44 caps and scored 12 goals, embodying resilience, skill, and leadership. As his career flourished, so did his lifestyle, including the purchase of a dream home that reflected his success. This brings us to his London retreat, an impressive space befitting a Wonderkid. When Saka bought his first major property in November 2019 for £2.3 million just weeks after turning 18, it wasn't just a house, it was a statement. While most of his peers were still debating college choices, he had carved out a private, luxurious sanctuary that mirrored both his meteoric rise in football and his grounded personality off the pitch. Set on roughly an acre in London, the estate offers nearly 9,900 square feet of living space. Its modern exterior feels warm and welcoming, while inside, sleek finishes are balanced with a cozy, homey vibe. For a player who values family and quiet moments as much as the intensity of training and match day, the house fits perfectly into Saka's life, a private haven for both reflection and celebration of a remarkable journey. The main floor of Saka's London home is all about togetherness. Its open-plan layout lets the kitchen flow seamlessly into the dining and lounge areas, creating a space where friends and family naturally gather. The kitchen itself is a dream. High-end appliances, generous counter space, and room to cook up everything from late-night snacks to full-scale meals when teammates or friends drop by. At the heart of the space sits a large dining table, perfect not just for meals but for board games, study sessions, or casual hangouts. Beyond that, a cozy seating area opens through double doors onto a wide terrace, where summer barbecues and evening get-togethers bring the home to life. In one corner, a sleek bar nook adds a playful touch, a reminder that this is the house of a young star who knows how to enjoy his downtime. Also on this level is a more formal living room. With its floor-to-ceiling glass walls and modern decor, it doubles as a relaxing spot for movie nights or a chic setting for hosting guests. A king-size bedroom and shared bathroom provide comfort for overnight visitors, reflecting Saka's focus on family and close friends. From the kitchen, a spiral staircase winds upward to the second floor, where the vibe shifts from family-friendly to pure fun. At the center of a loft-style space sits a pool table with a balcony overlooking the kitchen below, giving the area a lively clubhouse feel. It's the perfect spot for Saka to unwind, play a few rounds with friends, and just enjoy being a young man away from football's pressures. The crown jewel, however, is the private cinema room. Equipped with a massive 75-inch TV and an oversized L-shaped sofa, it's the ultimate retreat for movie nights, binge-watching Netflix, or reviewing his own matches. The room blends intimacy with high-tech comfort, making it one of the most used spaces in the house. For a player often described as humble and grounded, the London house is more than just a property. It's a sanctuary, a place to escape, recharge with family and friends, and savor the simple joys that balance the intensity of elite football. And while the interior showcases comfort and style, Saka's taste for quality extends outdoors. Step into the driveway, and his passion for cars is on display, offering another glimpse into how the Wonderkid enjoys the rewards of his meteoric journey. First in line, a show-stopping Ferrari 488 Spider, valued at around £200,000. This convertible is nothing short of a thrill machine. Its twin-turbo V8 churns out a jaw-dropping 661 horsepower, rocketing it from 0 to 60 in under 3 seconds. Think of it as Saka on the pitch. Blistering speed, pinpoint precision, and flair that turns heads wherever it goes, especially through the streets of Mayfair. On the road, it's Champions League pace on 4 wheels. Balancing that Italian beast is the Mercedes-Benz G63 AMG, a luxury SUV that clocks in around 150,000 pounds. Affectionately nicknamed the school run tank, it delivers 577 horsepower from its handcrafted V8 while offering leather interiors, cutting-edge digital displays, and that unmistakable boxy G-Wagon charm. It says, "Yes, I'll drop the kids off, but I'll do it in military-grade style." But cars are just toys compared to the real engine-driving Bukayo Saka's lifestyle. His football contracts, endorsements, and global fame. At just 24, Saka isn't only one of the Premier League's brightest stars, he's built a financial empire valued around $40 million. His wealth is the product of discipline, on-field performance, and smart business moves. The backbone of it all is his lucrative Arsenal contract. In May 2023, he signed a 4-year extension keeping him at the club until June 2027, with a base weekly wage estimated at $255,000, not including performance bonuses. That puts his annual gross income from Arsenal at roughly $13.2 million. With additional incentives for appearances, goals, and achievements like Champions League progress or domestic cup wins, his yearly paycheck can climb even higher. For someone who came through Hailand Academy, it's both a reward for loyalty and a reflection of his superstar value on the global stage. Off the pitch, Saka has quickly become one of England's most marketable players. His endorsements include global brands like New Balance, Beats by Dre, Amazon Prime, Fiverr, and Call of Duty. In fashion, he's worked with Burberry on campaigns, while Dirt is Good partnered with Arsenal to feature his image worldwide. These deals are managed through his family-run company, BS7 Rights Limited, which reported £4.6 million, around $6 million in revenue for 2024. Depending on campaign success and seasonal promotions, his annual take-home from endorsements ranges from $5 to $10 million, a clear sign that his influence goes far beyond football. Representing England adds another layer to his income. Match fees, tournament bonuses, and goal-related incentives bring in an additional $1 to $3 million each year. Major tournaments like Euro 2020, the 2022 World Cup, and Euro 2024 have not only solidified his legacy, but also padded his bank account, proving that Saka's reach and impact extend well beyond the pitch. With England consistently performing at the top level, these match bonuses are set to remain a steady source of income for Saka in the years ahead. But he's not just relying on football, he's shown a knack for entrepreneurship too. In March 2024, he teamed up with Nando's to launch his own peri peri sauce line, cheekily named Peri Peri Saka. The collaboration perfectly captured his personality, fun, relatable, and youthful, while also broadening his business portfolio. Beyond product launches, his earnings include media appearances, interviews, sponsored events, and even potential equity stakes in the brands he endorses. Altogether, these ventures add an extra $500,000 to $1 million per year, while his image rights company quietly generates passive income in the background. Yet for all his wealth and growing brand power, Saka has never lost sight of his values. He has consistently used his platform to support charitable causes, both in England and abroad. A key chapter in his story, Philanthropy. One of his most significant partnerships is with Big Shoe, a global charity funding medical surgeries and disaster relief for vulnerable children. In 2022, Saka helped finance 120 life-changing operations for Nigerian children suffering from conditions like hernias and brain tumors. For him, the connection was deeply personal, rooted in his Nigerian heritage and his desire to leverage football success to help others. His commitment didn't stop there. In 2023, following a devastating earthquake in Morocco, he partnered with Big Shoe to provide 50 container homes, sheltering 255 displaced people. Around the same time, he contributed to building safe housing for 26 families affected by the Turkey-Syria earthquake. Altogether, Saka's involvement with Big Shoe has positively impacted over 1,800 children worldwide, proving that his generosity is both global and tangible. Saka has never forgotten his roots in West London. In 2025, he donated more than 1,000 school uniforms to 4 local schools, including Edward Betham Church of England Primary and Greenford High School, places where his own journey began. The initiative eased financial pressure on struggling families while sending a powerful message to the next generation: their dreams matter. In his own words, "I was once one of these kids, and I want them to know that their dreams matter too." Unlike flashy donations designed to grab headlines, Saka's charitable efforts are consistent and meaningful. From improving medical access in Nigeria and supporting disaster recovery overseas to uplifting education in his hometown, his generosity reflects his values and shows that giving back is just as important as scoring goals. By quietly building a history of consistent giving, Saka has set a powerful example for younger athletes and reminded fans that true greatness isn't just measured in trophies, it's measured by the impact you leave behind. But beyond the stadium lights and charity banners lies a more private side of Bukayo Saka. To really understand him, we have to step off the pitch and into his personal life, where family, values, and even the occasional controversy shape the person behind the footballing prodigy. Saka remains unmarried, though he has been in a long-term relationship with Talami Benson since around 2020. Together, they've kept their romance largely private, choosing discretion in an era where athletes share every detail online. Fans finally got a glimpse during Euro 2024 when Talami cheered him on from the stands, proudly wearing Arsenal's number 87 jersey. Their low-key approach has only added to their allure. Even without following each other on Instagram, They've been spotted at events like Arsenal women's matches and even at Martin Odegaard's wedding in Oslo in June 2025. To supporters, they represent a modern football power couple, with Talami admired for her quiet elegance and steadfast support. Faith is another cornerstone of Saka's life. A devout Christian, he's often seen praying on the pitch after scoring, a gesture of gratitude and humility. He has spoken openly about how his belief in God keeps him grounded through the highs of victory and the harsh lows of criticism. But even the most grounded stars can't escape controversy. One of Saka's earliest and toughest challenges came in July 2021, after England's heartbreak in the Euro 2020 final against Italy. At just 19, he was one of 3 players, alongside Marcus Rashford and Jadon Sancho, who missed penalties. What followed was a flood of racist abuse online, including slurs, monkey emojis, and even death threats. The backlash was brutal and a stark reminder of the toxicity of social media. Football figures across the sport, including manager Gareth Southgate, condemned the abuse, calling it utterly unacceptable. Days later, Saka broke his silence, thanking fans who stood by him and demanding that social media platforms take stronger action against hate speech. His measured response reflected a maturity far beyond his years. As Saka's profile has grown, so has the scrutiny. His involvement in VAR controversies has placed him in the center of heated debates. After Arsenal's victory over Newcastle United on September 28, 2025, Saka, serving as captain, publicly criticized a VAR reversal that had initially awarded Newcastle a penalty. Frustrated, he told reporters, "Everything always goes against us," echoing manager Mikel Arteta's view that VAR is harming the sport. The comments sparked both sympathy from Arsenal fans and criticism from rivals, some labeling him a complainer. While no formal punishment was handed down, the episode highlighted just how much sharper the consequences are now that Saka carries a leadership mantle. And this isn't the first time VAR has found him in the eye of a storm. Back in England's Euro 2024 semi-final victory over the Netherlands, fans and pundits alike erupted after Harry Kane earned a penalty in a play where Saka seemed to handle the ball. VAR ultimately confirmed the call, but former FIFA referee Jonas Eriksson called it questionable, feeding a narrative that refereeing controversies often trail the Arsenal star. The pressure doesn't stop there. Saka has repeatedly been accused of diving. In the 2022-23 season alone, one of his 4 yellow cards came for simulation, putting him on the edge of suspension ahead of key clashes against Newcastle, Tottenham, and Manchester United. Social media didn't hold back either, with viral clips painting him as weak or overly dramatic. Yet his supporters quickly pushed back, pointing to stats showing he's one of the league's most fouled players, arguing that his appeals for free kicks are more about survival than theatrics. For Saka, it's a delicate balancing act, staying tough under constant physical challenges while managing the fine line between being clever and being cynical in the eyes of the public. Thanks for joining us on this journey through Bukayo Saka's world, from his earliest steps and shining moments to the hurdles he's faced both on and off the pitch. We hope his story leaves you inspired, reminding you of the power of resilience and faith. If this video resonated with you, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you won't miss our next stories.